Hey guys, welcome back to Stuff Steve Likes, and today I'm going to do something different. I'm usually doing music gear reviews or watch reviews or knife reviews or all that kind of stuff, but today I wanted to do a video kind of on my health and maybe your health, and I wanted to talk about getting yourself checked out for a couple of vitamins that have greatly changed my life and have greatly, because of deficiencies in those vitamins have greatly affected my life and my overall body and everything. And those two vitamins are vitamin D and vitamin B12. And just wanted to say that you need to get checked out for those. I ended up getting checked out because I developed some symptoms in my feet and hands and just overall body that I basically self-diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy. That's when you have kind of tingling or burning sensations in your feet, hands. That's the most common place that it ends up, and it's most commonly known to be an issue with diabetes, but I got checked out and they were like, well, you're not diabetic. And then I got checked out for vitamin D levels, and that was the first thing. And sure enough, I was deficient in that quite severely. Not as severely as some, but definitely I was low. And so even though I live in Texas, I work indoors, and I wasn't getting enough sun. That's how your body manufactures its own vitamin D, is by sun exposure. And so I was low. I was just working indoors and all that too much, and that's what happened. And then I was also low in vitamin B12. B12 is what you get from animal products. So if you are vegetarian, vegan, totally support your choice to do that, but make sure that you're supplementing the B vitamins, especially B12. You can only get that from animal products. Well, I say only. I'm pretty sure only, or the vast majority of the B12 that most people get is through animal products. But it's the most complex vitamin in our body, and you have to make sure that you're getting enough. The B12 vitamin has to do with your blood cells, overall mood, mental function, and then also it replenishes the myelin sheath around your nerves. And if you're not getting enough, you can actually cause permanent nerve damage, and that's what happened to me. And so, vitamin D I was talking about before, that's associated with depression, heart disease. These are serious things. You have to get checked. If you're listening to this and you've not been checked for these in years or never, then I would beg you to get checked, because now I have to really think about my footwear. I have to think about how hot am I going to get? Am I going to get really hot today at work? And so am I going to have to bring my flip-flops so that after work I can take them off and relieve this terrible burning pain in my feet? It's not fun. It's not pleasant, and it's just overall pretty. It can get pretty miserable, and this is something that is serious. And both of those vitamins are basically building blocks to keep our bodies healthy, and people are not getting checked, and people are suffering the consequences. You look at the northern states, not getting enough sun exposure is a huge deal. And if you live in an area that has long winters, or basically is cloud cover all the time, you're probably vitamin D deficient. And think about this, I live in Texas and I do stuff outdoors and I was still deficient. So I really want you to think about that. Sorry, I've got some mosquitoes buzzing around my feet here, driving me crazy. But you really have to make sure you get checked out. B12 is really important with your red blood cell count, and your nervous system, all that. Vitamin D, mental health. The kind of a side note, a couple of months before I got checked out, for vitamin D levels, my wife kept saying, she's like, "What is your deal? You are so depressed and so down and so whatever." And I was like, and I told her, I said, honestly, I have no idea. I am just like, I was just down in the dumps, and sure enough, you know, I was super low, had super low vitamin D levels, and that's been associated with a lot of not. I'm not saying mental health as far as, you know, a lot of the mental health disorders, but with just overall, like your outlook on life. It's very, very important, and that's why it's important to get out in the sun. For, you know, it just always does me good to get outside. You know, fresh air, get in the sun. You know, don't overexpose yourself as far as, you know, getting sunburned and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's extremes both ways, but you know, make sure you're getting out in the sun. You know, just find fun activities that you can do outside, riding a bike, you know, hiking, but you know, camping, whatever it is, but make sure that you're getting outdoors and getting enough sun exposure. As far as the B12 thing, just make sure that if you are vegetarian or vegan, that you are supplementing. My problem was proton pump inhibitors, the antacids, or the medicine that makes your stomach reduce its acid amount. I took those for years and years. We'll come to find out that those cause a reduction in stomach acid, and then your body can't absorb the B12, and so that was really my issue. And you know, I took them for over a decade, and now I have nerve damage in my feet, and it's really upsetting. So so I would say anybody that's on those types of medicines, again, I'm not going to name any names, but just proton pump inhibitors, look it up. Anything that reduces your stomach acid, basically any heartburn medication, can cause you to be vitamin B12 deficient. As far as I understand, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but that's a very common cause of these vitamin B deficiencies. So anyway, this video is just to encourage you. Please get checked out. If you're seeing this video, you are important, and you need to be important enough to yourself to get checked out. And doctors are not going to typically check those levels, and if they do, good for them, but most of the time you have to be proactive and you have to ask for those to be checked out. So so please do that. Don't take no for an answer. If they say no and refuse to do it, you know, find a new physician. More often than not, they will say, sure, you know, we'll take a look at it, because all they have to do is on their sheet when they send out the blood work, they just have to ask for the additional tests. And that's what I did, and you know, come to find out that I wasn't doing so hot in those numbers. So anyway. Okay, sorry about that. Small interruption. That's what happens when you're a dad. I had to type something in. So anyway, that's basically it. That's all I really wanted to say. Just get checked out. Remember, vitamin D, vitamin B12. A lot of times when they check vitamin B12, they'll also check B6 and a couple other ones. Just have them. Hey, Gandalf. What's up, puppy? How's it going, buddy? Yeah, this is my little buddy Gandalf here, one of my 3 dogs. Anyway, just get checked out. They'll usually check all the vitamin Bs, and then vitamin D is a separate test. So make sure you get checked out. Take care of yourselves, and you know, if it is a situation where you are having some of those symptoms that I talked about, you know, make sure you get right to an Emergicare, Care United, whatever they call it in your area, and they will check your blood levels, your vitamin levels, everything right on the spot. So make sure you get that done. Educate yourself, take care of yourself, and just know that you're not alone, and that if you do come up deficient, you do have some of those symptoms, you'll find dozens and dozens of videos of people that have had the same thing, and you know, go to those for encouragement. Find people that have gone through the same thing, and you know, if you write a comment below saying that you're dealing with it, I'll be sure to respond and encourage you. You know, we're here. We got to be here for each other, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, thanks for listening to me, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.